What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Belmont Stakes at Saratoga, mile and a quarter. After action report. Another great performance from Sovereignty. Really put himself into the history books with that one. Another thrilling victory over journalism. Um, Final time in that one, 2 minutes and 3/5 seconds. I gave him a 117 speed figure for that. Big bump up from the 109 he had in the Derby. Uh, Very impressive horse, very impressive race. Second was Journalism. 3 lengths behind in this one. I gave him a 113, another bump up from the 108, and another great performance from a tough horse. He ran in all three Triple Crown races. Had he gotten the win, he probably would have been locked in for Horse of the Year already. Um, but another great race from him. He beat Baeza, who did have the rest coming out of the Kentucky Derby. He handled Baeza pretty easily. I don't know how much the rest really took out of him, but Journalism was not able to get Sovereignty, to hold off Sovereignty, rather. Now, my criticism of this one, and this could be a bit controversial, is that I think that Umberto Rispoli moved Journalism too soon. Now, when I looked at this, he moved him with about 2.5 furlongs left. He was well ahead of the quarter pole when he started to move. The first thing, he had him boxed in. Sovereignty was boxed in at that point, and he moved too soon. When you move too soon, your horse can get tired, and then you can end up getting passed at the very end of the race, and that's kind of what happened to him here. Now, for comparison's sake, I went back and looked at the Kentucky Derby. It was essentially the same thing. He moved at the same time, which was too soon. The horses were neck and neck around the same time, around that 8.5, 9 furlong mark. Hey, if the race were 8.5, 9 furlongs, maybe Journalism wins it. But Journalism, in my opinion, moved too soon both times, and that may have cost him. Does he win the race if he waits till he gets to the quarter pole to start moving? I'm not sure. You can't really go back and recreate history that way. But I definitely thought Journalism moved too slow. And in looking at it in retrospect, I thought he moved or too soon. Moved too soon in the Derby as well. In the Matt Win of the Woody Stevens, who knows? Good races run this weekend. Matt Win, mile and 1/16th. It was East Avenue. Got the win wire to wire in that one. And the Woody Stevens was won by Patch Adams at 7 furlongs. Maybe Baeza would have been a little bit better in one of those races. But hey, you can't really blame him for going for the Belmont Stakes based on how well he ran in the Kentucky Derby. Didn't have the best start in this one. Pratt got him to recover, but he was too far off the pace. By the time he started moving, he was having to work too hard to get back into it. He did, however, recover for third. So in his horse's credit, he did get up and hit the board, but not the best race for Baeza. Fourth was Rodriguez. Now, Rodriguez had the lead in this one. Talking about bad rides. Yeah, I criticized Pratt's ride, and I criticized the ride that Rispoli gives on Journalism, but I definitely got to criticize Mike Smith and Johnny Velasquez. Mike Smith gets out there on Rodriguez, going too slow. He went 47 and 3/5 seconds. Did the 3/4 in 1:12 and 1. That is too slow. His wins: Wood Memorial 47 and 2. Yeah, but he did 3/4 in 1:11 and 1. That's a whole second faster. His win at Santa Anita, he had the lead in there once again, 46 and 1. He actually took it to him in that one. He beat Baeza in that race, 110 and 1. Whole 2 seconds faster in that one. Now, granted, they were only going a mile, but he definitely needed to get away. I knew that once I saw that 47, I was like, this doesn't look good for Rodriguez. And then once it was 112, I was like, there's no way. 112, he's going to get smoked. And that's what happened. Mike Smith really thought his clock was going to be more on time. Johnny Velasquez on the 5, Crudo, not aggressive enough. Once he knows he's out there going 47 and 3, he should have just taken the lead because Crudo needs more speed as well. Once again, he choked his horse out. Horse didn't have enough to come through in the end. Crudo ended up running last. Hill Road pretty much outclassed in this one. Another one I would say probably better in the Matt Win, the Woody Stevens. Irad Ortiz Jr. gave him a decent ride. He ran fifth. I gave him a 104 for this one. He ended up getting a 104 in that Peter Pan. And speaking of the speed figures here, Rodriguez is the only one of these top horses I had going down. He ended up with a 106 here. He had a 110 a 110 in the wood. Baez even jumped up from a 107 to a 108, and Journalism I jumped up from a 108 to a 113. So, and of course, Sovereignty going from the 109 in the Derby up to a 117 here in this mile and a quarter Belmont at Saratoga. So Hill Road's pretty much, that's who he is, probably more of a miler, at least at this point in his career. Uncaged, as I was saying, a little bit too aggressive early. Lee sizes on him. Bit too aggressive early. He tried to take him back. It probably didn't matter anyway. The horse was, another one that was a bit outmatched, outclassed in this one, along with the 8 Heart of Honor. Now, Heart of Honor did run 6th place. The horse, to me, once again, running the Matt Win, running the Woody Stevens, taking the horse to the Belmont. The horse couldn't win in Dubai. So when your horse can't win in Dubai, runs a bunch of seconds, it's come to a family outing, family vacation, but he didn't give his horse a good chance to win in this one. One difference I did notice with this pace, though, we expected the 3 and the 5 up front, Rodriguez and Crudo, but it was Journalism and Sovereignty riding in 3 and 4, riding much closer to this pace, and the pace was slow. So not a big surprise that they were able to get out there and get the jump on these other horses. Baeza and Uncaged riding behind them by the time they were at the half-mile point, and Hill Road and Heart of Honor already out of it by then. But as it came down, it was a 2-7-6-3, Sovereignty, Journalism, Baeza, Rodriguez, then Hill Road, Heart of Honor, Uncaged, Crudo to finish it out. Final time, 2 minutes and 3/5 seconds, as I said. Please let me know what you thought about this race in the comments section. Do you think I'm right? Do you think Rispoli moved too soon and he could have won the race if he had waited to the quarter pole instead of trying to get the early jump? We don't know, but in my opinion, he definitely hurt Journalism's chances by doing that. So I will see y'all for the next one, next big race. Haskell is coming up, and we got a few intermediate grade 2 stakes to look at until then. So I'll catch y'all at the top.